What is good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. The movie I'm reviewing today was recommended by Nicole Gorey and is currently available for streaming on BET+. There will not be any spoilers in the video. Set It Off is directed by F. Gary Gray and stars Vivica A. Fox, Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, and Kimberly Elise, who play a group of lifelong friends in Los Angeles who through one reason or another are struggling with money, have been screwed over by the system, by the police, by their job, or just want to kind of enhance their lifestyle and decide to get into the business of bank robbery and flip the system on its head, which I'm all for. I love anytime somebody says, you know what, this system is just continues to screw people over and screw people over, and all they do is say, I'm sorry, you get nothing for it. So they say, listen, we're gonna get in the business of robbing banks. One of them worked at a bank before, so they have knowledge of how banks work. So they have some early success, but they don't know how to leave well enough alone, and naturally a police investigation ensues. The movie, what I love about it is it starts right off from the gate with what I always want in a bank robbery movie. Great bank robbery movies do well is you have action right from the jump. No hesitation, right into it. I love it. The way the action starts, a early bank robbery going on. I love the action and I love the pace that the movie sets very early on. Also, probably the best part of the movie is the camaraderie amongst these characters. Kimberly Elise, I looked up. This was her debut film, but Vivica A. Fox, Queen Latifah, and Jada Pinkett were all kind of in the prime of their careers. Now, Kimberly Elise fits perfectly in there. I had to figure out where I saw her from. It was John Q. But yeah, the camaraderie, the friendship you feel immediately. Different personalities, of course. Queen Latifah is basically playing herself, which I'm not complaining about. She was perfect in the movie. She's basically Queen Latifah if she were down on her luck and needed to rob banks. Has the same very vibrant, upbeat, wild, rowdy energy that's needed when you have other characters that are kind of more reserved, laid back, and want to kind of play the Sigma, under the radar type style. So great mix of characters. You feel the friendship right away. They hang out. Through dialogue, you can feel the history of them. They are very good friends, lifelong friends, and they all look out for one another. One of them has kids, family. They all kind of know each other from the neighborhood they grew up in. The bank robbery scenes are done pretty well. With a bank robbery movie, that's something I'm always gonna look for and critique. It takes a lot of cues from other bank robbery movies, from like Point Break, but it does a really good job. It has a nice little homage to The Godfather in there, which I like, when they're planning out a job and they're kind of like talking like they're the meeting of the five families. It was kind of corny, but I think it was meant to be corny. I enjoyed that. Music was good. It did a very good thing with the music. A good thing with the music that I complained about in other videos is it has some more low-key hits. En Vogue, Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I love the music. I grew up with that music. I remember it, especially Bone Thugs and Harmony. When I heard Days of Our Lives from Bone Thugs and Harmony, I was like, oh man, I remember just hanging out with my friends. Bone Thugs was a big group we listened to. One of my first hip-hop songs I think I ever heard was The Crossroads. So I have a tie-in with Bone Thugs personally, so I like that. As far as what I did not like about the movie, there's a few plot conveniences in there that I don't like. So the first one I'll talk about, there's kind of a forced romance that, in my opinion, isn't really necessary. I didn't really see the point in it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of contrived, and I was like, you know. I always have a critique when it comes to romance in movies. I'm not against it. Love is natural. Love is organic. It's the driving force in life and motivates us to do things or not do things. So I totally get it, but this one was a little bit too forced. Blair Underwood is the love interest. He does a good job as far as the acting goes, but you know, I didn't like that. And there's a little bit of a plot convenience at the end with characters crossing paths that I was like, I mean, it kind of was, I guess, needed for emotional value, but I didn't think it was that necessary. I don't remember ever seeing this movie. I think I remember my mom watching it back in the day, but I never really sat down and watched it myself. I remember it coming out and all that, but I probably watched it at some point or another, probably just in passing. But it was a fun ride. I like a good bank robbery movie. Again, like I said, I like Point Break. Heat is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's a bank robbery movie. So as long as it's done right and they're motivating, the thing that I look for in a bank robbery movie is the group of bank robbers. What's their vibe? What's their energy? They have to have some kind of camaraderie and their reasoning for doing it. And this movie does that perfectly. Queen Latifah to me is the standout character in the movie, even though they all were good. I'm not knocking any of the characters, except for the cop who is actually in Point Break. I think he was in Scrubs as well. I forget his name, but the dialogue was just kind of forced. But other than that, I liked all the characters. They all were good. Like I said, making you believe these people are friends and buying into their friendship, and when something happens to one of them, it happens to all of them. Kind of an all for one, one for all type of vibe. But yeah, very good movie, very fun ride. I'm glad I watched it. This is, I never rank movies, but I would say it's one of my more favorite bank robbery movies. Again, Queen Latifah is a standout. Jada Pinkett's good. Vivica A. Fox is good, and Kimberly Elise is good. Great group of friends. They do a great job in showing off Los Angeles in the best way they can, and like I said, all the characters have a different motivating force. So all makes sense. Very fun ride of a movie. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while, check it out. Thank you, Nicole, for this recommendation. It was a fun ride. Thank you guys for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time. Please take care, be well, and have a great rest of your day and weekend.